is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits Flosstube, episode 57. If you're new, grab a cup of tea. All my regular peeps know what happens today. I talk all about my cross stitch, and as it is my most favorite craft and the one I have done the longest since I was 17, I tend to talk a lot about this subject. So you'll more than likely need a biscuit. One of my subscribers told me on the weekend that she just looks to see how long the video is and knows it's time for a biscuit. So anyway, that's all good. So we're going to talk about cross stitch today. I am originally from the UK. I came to Canada when I was 25 as a children's nanny for a couple of years before I got my permanent resident status. And I am married to a Canadian. I have got a frog in my throat. Sorry. With two fabulous boys, a stepdaughter, and a whole bunch of gorgeous little grandchildren. Oh, yes, I do. And you probably hear me talking about them all the time. Or you will, if you stick around. Please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, because every Wednesday there's a Flosstube. Every Wednesday. Every other Monday is knitting and crochet, and once a month on a Friday is quilting. I nearly forgot then. And I do a live once a week. Now I did once a month. I did a live on Sunday, and we were having a great chit chat. There was a whole pile of people on from all over the world. I was amazed at the amount of people that were popping in. And we were having just a lovely time. We talked about everything. And I can go back and watch it. It's still there. But at the very end, towards the end, all of a sudden, my grandson called, Leo, the lovely Leo from Nova Scotia. And when he calls Nana, well, you just drop everything and talk to him, because, you know, he's in Nova Scotia and he doesn't understand. He's 3, he doesn't understand time, or that Nana might be busy. So, and he always video calls me. And the very first thing he says, he never says hello to me. When he sees my face come on the thing, he says to me, but where is Papa? And of course, Papa's working, so I couldn't. I said, Papa's working. He's driving the Zamboni. But is it broken? No, the Zamboni's not broken, Leo. So anyway, but what I never realized, because I was filming on my phone, as I am now, when a video call comes through, I don't even know if it does it with a regular call, I'm not sure. But when a video call comes through, it takes away the video, the sound, everything from the recording I'm doing. Or in this case, the live I was doing. So my live ended abruptly. I didn't even get to say goodbye to anybody because I was talking a lot. And then I couldn't find it. I lost all of the live comments, so I couldn't do the draw because we were going to have a draw. Couldn't even do that. So I'll save that till next month, and I'll do a double draw next month. So just so as you know. Yeah, so anyway, cross stitch. The way I do my cross stitch, because this is the year of the stitch for me, I am doing a different project every day. I'm just trying to reach over and get my book. I'm using this, which I got from Evertote. And in it is months. So it's kind of like a book of days where you can write in what you're doing, and I put stickers and make it all look pretty and everything. And then it has an area where you can have what you're working on, new starts you might have, when finishes, whips, all that kind of stuff. And then it just goes into the next page again. which February I've already decorated and started filling in some of the spots. And what I've done is I've allocated a project to a day. So for example, Mondays is new start because it's the start of the week, and I wanted to start a new project at the start of the week. Now, originally I was just going to do a new project for the month, and then that month I would work on that new project, and then I would flip it up. So I would end up with 12 new starts, not counting Tiny Tuesdays. I'll get into that in a minute. But then more things started arriving, and it was like, oh, maybe every 3 weeks then. So that way I get a few more new starts in the year. So I'm going to go with every 3 weeks. So the first 3 weeks I worked on Sally, which is a beautiful lady. It's like a portrait of her. It's really nice. So last week I got my new start, which was a birth sampler announcement, not a sampler, that I am doing for my beautiful Sunny, who's the only one so far that does not have a birth announcement. So this is what I started last week for the gorgeous Sunny. She lives in Nova Scotia with my son Sean and his beautiful wife Megan, Miss Megan, and the lovely Leo. So so this is for my sweet Sunny. So I started this and I got an hour and a half, nearly just over an hour and a half into it. And so this is what it looked like when I started it. And then it got called for Wheel Wednesday of that week. And then of course yesterday being Monday, because today is Tuesday for me as I record, I always record the day ahead. I got 2 days extra into it, and here it is. Isn't it gonna be gorgeous? So I always start in the middle. So I counted over. Started here, and then I've worked all the way up the lighthouse, and this is going to be around the top of the project. And then I'm going to work this whole corner here, which has got flags and a few things, and then I can work across and down. That's typically how I do my cross stitch. And the stitches up here, if you can see those, they are 1 strand over 1. So the clouds are going to be 1 strand over 1, and there are 2 colors there. It's really hard to see because they're very similar colors. And then, you know, the rest of it is all 2 strands over 1, the normal. It's a 14 count Aida, and it is a kit from Bothy Threads. So yes, I really enjoyed working on that. It's I think it's going to be fun. I'm really enjoying that one. So yeah, so altogether that one has had about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 hours so far. I'm not counting stitches this year. I'm just counting how long it takes me to make a project. Tuesdays is Tiny Tuesday. So I pick a small object, a small thing to stitch, which typically is from a magazine or a small project that I've seen somewhere. And this was from a magazine. This was from, or is from, where did this one come from? The World of Cross Stitch. So this is what it looks like. It's this cute little mouse. It's a bookmark. So I started this last Tuesday, and the only trouble I'm having with it that I don't like about this, the pattern itself is lovely and easy to follow. It's very clear. The thread came like this. It was all tied together, I will admit, but it's awfully hard to figure out which, for example, There's a light brown, a brown, a light cream, a cream, a light peach, a peach. It was just hard to figure out what was what color. But in the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't matter. So I am making a bunch of these tiny little projects to take with me when I go to Stitch North in April, because there's like a, I forget what they call it. It's a thing where it's put on by Evertote, where I got the book from. And it's Stitchy's Kindness or something, and you make small projects that you give away to people, and then people give you stuff. So this is what I will be working on today, and that's as far as I've got. That was what I worked on last Tuesday. So that's the start of the spool, and then, or maybe it goes this way, I don't remember. And then the mouse is on the top. So yeah, that is that. So that's my Tiny Tuesday. Wheel Wednesday is, I made a wheel up, and I got this idea from the Sleepy Stitcher, and she is in, where is she? Japan, I think? China? No. Tokyo? No. Somewhere over there. She's an American, and she's coming back. And she's lovely. I love talking to her. And at her she does loads of hands-on designs. I couldn't do one of them if I tried. Ugh, I couldn't. Like, I like background. I like to see, I like things to pop at me. I don't like it to be all one giant thing. Fair play to those who do it. I can't. So she gave me this idea. So what I've done is the projects I'm working on for that week / month go into this wheel. So Wednesdays, I let the wheel pick my project. And the wheel for last week had picked, as you know, my first holiday. So today we're going to pick and see what we're going to do for tomorrow. Now, what I've done with this is I took out Peter, because Peter is now done for the month. He was my Wipgo call for Saturdays. He's now done. And I have added in the new Wipgo thing, which I will show you for Saturdays. And let's see what we get to stitch tomorrow. Little Owl. That's awesome. That means I get Little Owl 2 days in a row, because Little Owl is Thursday's project. I have to write this down. Where are we? Little Owl is Wednesday. Okay, perfect. So I may as well show you that right now. So it is in the ghost cat bags, because I didn't have any owl fabric. So I made that one. And this is from Historical Sampler Company, and they graciously sent me this. It is so lovely of them to do this. And it is a 4-part SAL stitch along. And I'm behind in it because by about a week, oh, maybe more than that now, because I didn't get my kit until the first week of February, and this of January, and this started January 1st, and because of the Canada Post strike, so I didn't get it in time to start. But here is where I was last week, and I love the fabric. Is a beige. I think it's beautiful beige, 16 count Aida, and this is where I'm up to now. Oh my goodness. Let me try and move that. See if it's any better. Isn't that lovely? These are, I feel like they look like jewels. They are beautiful. And look at the owl. Oh my gosh. It was awesome. And this was so easy. It's such a quick stitch. It really is. It's fun, and there's a lot of color, but in the same blocks. It's not little stitched colors here, there, and everywhere like I found with Robin. This is really nice. So you can still get in on this. I'll leave a link below to where you can sign up for it. They do have just a PDF. So if you don't want to get the kit, because it does come from England, you know, you can just get the PDF and you've got it right away in your mailbox, in your inbox, and you can start tomorrow. You can get all your stuff together and start, because it really is a lovely, lovely thing to work on. I really am enjoying it. So that's great, because I get to work on that Wednesday and Thursday, which means I'll probably get to finish part 1 and then start part 2. Oh, so that's very exciting. Very exciting. So I'm loving that. So that was Wednesday. That was, sorry, Thursday's stitch, and Friday's stitch is in this beautiful little bag with all my little animals, because it's Secret Grove. This is by Needlelot Designs, and I purchased this, and my friends Liz and Sue are both doing this with me, and we had a great time. What we did was we went out for the day it was released. We all went out for dinner together and talked about it, and Liz actually ordered this fabric for me for my birthday, and it came in, so I got to pick it up from hers. Then we all went back to her house, and we sat and started it, and all of us had different fabric, which is awesome to see it on different fabric. I think Liz is on a purple as well, but hers is hand dyed, so it's all different, like purpley splodges everywhere. And Sue, I think, did hers on a blue. Was it blue, Sue? I'm not sure, but honest to goodness, this, wait till you see it. Here's a picture of what it looked like before, and here it is now. Is that not just gorgeous? This is 32 count Lugana, and it is the colorway, I think it's Wild Orchid. It is beautiful. I put gold Krennic up here for the key. That's the only change I made to the colors. The colors are all the same. Look how gorgeous they are. So I just have to finish the welcome letters in the dark browny black, and then come around here, and then I'll down here to the base of the tree and the mushrooms. And that is, this was section 1, this was section 2, and this is section 3, and 5 just came out. But when you're only stitching it 1 day a week, possibly 2 days a week, it's you're never going to keep up, right? It's not the only thing I work on. So, but I absolutely love this. And again, you can still get in on this. You can go and get the PDF. That's all I did. I just bought the PDF, and I'm just using DMC, the called for DMC colors. So yeah, so what did I put into that last week? Just 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, oh, sorry. Everything's on the floor. I keep dropping it all on the floor when I'm finished with it. So that is my gorgeous Secret Grove. I love stitching that. And there's a little story each time she releases a new part to tell you about the grove and all that stuff. So it's really nice. Saturdays were and Sunday is Wipgo. So the Wipgo numbers that were called, I'll just show you my Wipgo board, which is in here. So this is my Wipgo board, and the two that were called for January was number 11, Peking Puppies, and the Peter Rabbit sampler that I'm doing for my grandchildren. So I'll show you Peter first. He is now done. Well, both of these have been done because we've just passed the last 2 Saturdays and Sundays. And I was really thrilled with how this went because I had done, my dad sends me these magazines. They're from England and they're beautiful magazines. I'll show you them as I get to the next one. We'll do a little flip through or something. But they're gorgeous and they're released every week in the UK, or you can subscribe, but they don't send them out to Canada or the US. I think they're just in the UK. So I get my dad to get them for me and then he ships them over to me. There's more on the way apparently, so I'm excited about that. But usually every 4 magazines is a character. The first character that came out was Peter, and this is the spring sampler, so hence the daffodils and the ducks. Then there was the Flopsy bunnies. So when I started Wipgo, that's as far as I got. So now I have got Hunka Munka completely done during my Wipgo, which I thought was absolutely fabulous. So she took me the entire 4 Saturdays, plus I think she got called once, maybe twice for the wheel on Wheel Wednesday. So isn't she gorgeous? Look at the backstitch. I love backstitch. I know a lot of people don't. I love it. Because to me it brings the character right out of the thing that you're working on. And I like to backstitch as I go, so that I feel like they're watching me while I'm stitching them. But I love her. So I'm super sad Peter gets put away now. But she just does. And this does until it's called again. Now I do believe I have put Peter in 1, 2 more times. So it will definitely come up again. In the next year. So that's awesome. Sunday stitch is Peking Puppies. This is a really old Michael's bag. It's the only actually there's another bag in there that's not mine. So Peking Puppies is this. It's a Dimensions kit, and if you're new, I'll tell you the story, but everybody else has already heard this every week. This dog is identical to my son's Brittany Springer Spaniel, Ellie, and they had another dog who was a coonhound. She was not this color. She was brown and beige, just like Toby, and she just passed away last year. She was only 5, and she had seizures. She had epilepsy. So I tried to change the colors of that. Here's a picture of the mess it was. And I just didn't like how it was going. It didn't look like her. It didn't look like anything. And really, this is a black and white picture. It's meant to be black and white, other than the eyes of the dogs are brown. That's the only color in it. And so she was my Sunday Wipgo, and here's a picture of where it was last week, and here it is now. This is actually all stitched. It's really hard to see that, but it is. But I've managed to finish the rest of her up here and coming down here. So there she is. She's starting to look beautiful. The shading and the colors in this are great because, of course, Dimensions use a lot of blended colored threads, like 2 threads, but they're blended. They look real to me. They look like they're just literally going to barge out the door. And the door itself is all one strand, not one strand, two strands, but a half cross stitch. So it makes it look like they are barging out of the door. But yeah, so here, and the nice thing is this got called for February's Wipgo. Because again, I had this in here a couple of times. How many times did I have Peking Puppies? 1, 2, I think they're in 3 times. Are they in 3 times? Yeah, they're in 3 times. So Peking Puppies is now, it's going to continue to be the Sunday stitch, which is lovely. This is supposed to be for my son, Sean, and of course, it was going to be Christmas. Well, when did I start this thing? I actually started it 2 years ago. And then after the dog died, Luna, after Luna passed away, I was really determined to finish it. But I wasn't really putting a lot of emphasis into cross stitch at that time. Not like I am now. So anyway, that beauty comes out again for Sundays. And so the new Wipgo now, because the numbers that were called were 7 and 8. So there's Peking Puppies, and Roses was the number called. And this is in a bag that my friend gave me when we went to her cross stitch retreat. Diana, hello love. And so this is Roses, and this is another Dimensions kit, I think. Oh no, it's not. It's a Creative Accents kit. And this I started after my aunt passed away. Her name was Rosella. We all called her Auntie Ella. And this is the pattern. And again, there's a lot of half cross stitches, but the roses are actually full stitches. And I started this in 2007. My mom bought me this kit. And this is as far as I got in 2007 or 8. I don't even remember when I stopped working on it. So I am thrilled to pull this out. Like, what is it, 17 years ago? So that I can continue working on this. And what I'd like to do when I'm finished it, I'll either frame it or turn it into a pillow and give it to my cousin, whose mom was my Auntie Ella, Rosella. So yeah, so that is going to be, I'm so excited to get working on this one again. That's going to be Saturday's stitch. It's so much fun to have, to look forward each afternoon to working on something different. Not always the same project, you know? And it's just a lot of fun to do that. And so still in the wheel is Robin. Robin's also in the wheel, and Sally. They're still in the wheel for Wednesday. But I'm going to take out the snow globe, and I took Peter out because I think we're way too past Christmas for that now. So I'm going to put that away, and that will probably come out in July for Christmas in July. So yeah, I was really, I just love this method that I'm using to stitch. And you know what, if there's a day that I get no stitching done that day, which is very, very rare, because if I don't stitch in the day for whatever reason, then I just pull it out and do it in the evening instead of knitting. But if there is a day that something does not get done, it's not the end of the world. It just gets done next week, but it's still there to look forward to. And I do have some incoming. While I was at a knitting retreat on Saturday, last Saturday, my dear friends Sue and Liz were there too, and Liz gifted this to me. She got this for, I think, my Christmas gift. But isn't that gorgeous? I saw this, I think, who was it, was making this. And I saw it on her podcast and I thought, oh my gosh, I really like that. And so I definitely want to make this. And because when I stitch something, it has to have a meaning. Most of my stitching is not just, I'm going to do it because I like it. There has to be a reason I'm doing it. And so to me, this is my house because it's the biggest. And there's my big trees. You know, I have 2 big trees in the front and a whole pile in the back. This is my son's house in Nova Scotia because it's blue. So this is Sean's house. This is Andrew's house because he has lots of trees in his backyard too. And then this is Carrie's house, my stepdaughter, because she lives in the city. So these are all of our houses. And it does say at the bottom, a little house, a little tree, a neighborhood for you and me. I might try and change that and put the hunt, a neighborhood for the hunts or something like that. I don't know. But when I'm going to start this, I don't know. I really have no idea because there are several other new starts I want to do that are already kitted because they're kits. And so I'm not sure when I will do this. I'm pretty sure I already have fabric. I'll have to get the colors and sort the colors out. Now these are done in, what is the, no, it's just DMC, which is nice. So yeah, I find it weird now that DMC actually gives names to their thread. Back in the day when I first started, it was just a number. So I find it odd sometimes when I look and I see shell pink. What the heck is shell pink? Anyway, everybody, that's all I've got for you today. I did do some more bags this week while I was sewing. I had a lovely friend of mine that I met at a cross-stitch retreat give me some fabric and asked me to make her some bags. So I did. And I also made one for me. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? So that's me and the boys. And there's Big Daddy on the back. Hello, Bob. But I thought this is gorgeous. And I put pink lining in mine because, you know, I'm a girly girl. And, but yeah, so I made a couple of these for her. She gave me, these were panels or something. So she gave me that and a few others to make for her. I still had to get the zippers, the linings, and the batting and everything. So, but I love making these bags. They're really nice to make. And it's lovely to have a project in its own bag with its own scissors and its own clips and its own hoops and stuff. You know, I am running short of scissors though, I have to say. I had to go on an emergency trip the other day to the dollar shop to pick up a pair of scissors. Not the best, but it's better than nothing, because I hate when I'm sitting there stitching and then you change your thread and it's like, where's the scissors? You know, so anyway, a needle minder. Oh my gosh, you have to have a needle minder for every project too. Anyway, it's all part of the fun, right? It's all part of the fun. Anyway, I'm going to go. And yeah, Bob's going to come home shortly. We have an appointment in town this morning together. And then, I don't know what we're going to do this afternoon. Stitch. All right, I will see you all. When is my next one? I think I'll be back on Monday for Tobyknits. If not, I'll see you next Wednesday for another floss tube. Okay, bye.